All right. Well, joining me on the line today is my good friend, Mike Mitchell. You've heard him many times on the Follow the Money podcast. He is a financial advisor. He's been helping folks all around the country for so many years, and he's an integral part here of our Christian advisor referral service that we have here at followthemoney.com. Mike, it's great to have you on the line today, and thanks for joining me by video.
Great to be here. Yeah, Jerry, it's great to be here. Good to see you. I hope you had a great Christmas holiday season and everything's kicking off the way it should for 2022.
It's working out well. What an interesting year it already is. And
really,
as we were talking about off the air, some of the challenges that business owners face, boy, this is a good time to think about it. Here we at the very beginning of 2022, and you have seen so many things over the years, Mike, with just some of the different things that business owners face. And we were talking off the air about this very unique tax-free retirement alternative for business owners, small business owners, medium-sized business owners, but especially I would say people who are probably considered a small business owner.
Yes.
This can be huge. It's tax-free. It's a retirement alternative that many people just aren't aware of. Let's talk about that briefly. What else is available to business owners that they may not know about when it comes to tax-free retirement?
I think most business owners, Jerry, that I've run across over the years, they're pretty aware of the 401k markets, 401k space. Years ago, the pension space was much bigger than it is today. 401ks kind of took that space over. But the only problem with the 401k market from a business owner's perspective is there's some fiduciary issues from the Department of Labor that I have found a lot of business owners are not very aware of. They take on some liability when they sponsor and put a plan in place that sometimes they're not just aware that it's sitting out there, and they're fairly heavy penalties if they're not observed properly. So one of the things that we have been doing with a lot of our business owners, and this strategy that we were talking about is really a strategy that's very much unique and selective for the business owners out there, and just simply because what it takes to qualify for it. One of the nicest things about this strategy is, aside from the fact that it creates tax-free retirement dollars for a business owner when he's ready to retire, and aside from the fact that it also gives him tax write-offs while he is funding this plan, the big benefit is that it's not an ERISA-based plan. And all that simply means is he is not required to install this and include all of his employees in the strategy. This can be a carve-out, standalone benefit that he can develop and fund from his business that only has to protect and cover him. So he's able to create a diversified retirement benefit that's not tied into his company pension or his company 401k plan, which obviously is going to have some expense and cost from an administrative standpoint, some liability exposure from fiduciary requirements that the Department of Labor puts on him. This is a non-ERISA based approach, which allows him to use his corporate dollars to fund a plan that only has to cover him. And he gets tax benefits from that.
That's huge. And especially when we think about the coming tax tsunami. I mean, it's just literally coming at us. We can see it, Mike. I mean, just undoubtedly, people are very aware now about inflation. People are very aware about the outrageous amount of government spending that we've seen over the last few years. And now it's time to pay the bill.
It is.
And the people who have money are going to be the ones who are going to be paying, the bill largely. And so it's very, very important if you can find a way to get tax-free income in retirement. That would be a dramatic, savings for you over time, I would imagine. And many people oftentimes will use whatever is put in front of them. So many people will stuff money, like you said, into a 401k, but if it's a traditional 401k, they're going to have to pay all the taxes on the back end. And with this massive amount of, taxes that has to be coming to be able to finance this current spending, it just seems like if you could get into a tax-free box, why not? And why not now? So this seems like a perfect strategy for business owners. Now, what all is involved here? What does it mean? What does it take to get something like this set up?
Well, what we're utilizing is a vehicle that probably most people wouldn't wrap their mind around as being a vehicle that you would use for something of this nature. But because you have business owners who obviously have corporations, corporations is a distinct entity from the business owner themselves. They can actually go in and obtain a life insurance contract on the business owner and only on him, and utilize a banking loan to fund this life insurance contract through the corporation. And so what it creates is a very heavily front-loaded life insurance contract to really get the accumulations and the growth in that contract going on very rapidly. And because the corporation only is paying simple interest on the business loan that is funding that insurance contract, the benefit to the employer is he's getting a business write-off on the front end of this strategy. And because we're using a life insurance contract as the vehicle, according to Internal Revenue Code 7702, he is able to take the money out of the insurance contract on the backside tax-free. So he wins on both ends. And because it's not ERISA driven or ERISA controlled, he only has to put this on himself. He does not have to include other employees, rank and file employees that ERISA mandates when he's putting in an ERISA-based employee benefit plan. So that's the key points about it.
Wow. Well, if you're out there listening to this interview right now and you are currently a small business owner, this is something I think you certainly would want to look into. Mike, you not only help individuals with this kind of plan, but you also help them with other plans as well. One of the most common things that business owners face, aside from, trying to create a retirement plan that makes sense for them over time, is what are they going to do with their business? Like if something happens to them. So buy, sell agreements. That's something that you've been doing, for decades. There's so many business owners out there listening to us today. If they have questions, they can reach out to you about whether it's this tax-free retirement alternative, whether it's a buy, sell agreement, whatever it might be, you can help. What's the best way for folks to get a hold of you and reach out to you?
The best way is to just simply call our toll-free number and connect with us that way. We'll certainly pick up those calls and be happy to call those folks back. And if people would like to call us at a toll-free number, that's 833-370-0777. That is our toll-free number. So let me just say it one more time. It's 833-370-0777. And we'll be happy to talk to them and get an understanding of what their business is and how it's structured and what their plans are currently for what's really important for a business owner, and that is what is his exit plan. That every business owner needs to develop an exit plan whenever he's ready to move on to his retirement years and be able to do something really smart with his business.
It's powerful stuff from Mike Mitchell. We have been working together now for many years, and Mike is bringing a lot of value to the table for those of you who are small business owners. And you don't have to be a small business owner, by the way, if you're just looking at retirement and things of that nature. But today, we really want to focus upon those small business owners who face very specific challenges. And if you have a question for Mike, feel free to reach out to him. Mike, it's great to have you here. We'll look forward to it next time. God bless you, my friend.
Excellent. Thank you. Take care.